Welcome to another very hot but beautiful day here in Belgrade, the capital of Serbia. Now, Serbian food has a reputation of being hearty, flavorful, delicious. We're really excited to get started. We're definitely gonna be very full at the end of the day, but we just can't wait to dig in. Stop number one, right around the corner. We really have reframed our thinking. I used to hate when I saw a line, but now if you see a line, it just means the place is really good. People here in Europe, they don't wait in lines unless it's good. They don't waste their time. While we're waiting in line here, I thought I might just share my personal Burek journey with you because it truly is one of my favorite foods. I first tried Burek at a place called Three Brothers in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, of all places, my hometown. There's a Serbian restaurant in the Bayview neighborhood. And then last year, with all the time we spent in the Balkans, we had a lot of Burek. You can find it anywhere in Croatia, in Bosnia, in Slovenia, Montenegro. What I have heard though is even though you can find it in all those places, there is something very unique about each country and the way they do it. So I'm excited to see the Serbian version, which I have not had outside of my Milwaukee experience. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. We just got our first view of the Burek pans. These things are deep. I feel like we're gonna get a really nice portion. And before I forget, I should also mention Bulgaria. I don't think they call it Burek, I think it's Banitsa.
It's still warm.
The way that they price this out is by weight. So she cut some off of like a big circular Banitsa. And she weighs it, and that's how we know how much it costs. So it's never gonna be an exact. This time it was 347, last time it was 286. So it's all about the weight. But we had really good Banitsa in Bulgaria. That was probably my favorite to this point. So go ahead and fight in the comment section. Which country has the best Burek? You have not lived until you've tried Burek. There's a few different kinds. We got the cheese only. There's also a ham and cheese, and there's one with like ground beef in it or minced meat. It's so good, so buttery, so greasy. Perfection. As expected. I'm so amazed at the efficiency of this place. There's so many people in here and they just keep the line moving. I feel like I'm in the way with my big backpack though, so let's take this outside. As always, when we're here in this region, I'm just so amazed by the value. This is a really big, hearty meal that we got for basically $1.30. You can tell how well made it is. It's fresh, it's hot, it's so delicious. I'm gonna take one more big bite to get some cheese. I'm eventually gonna have to give some to Sydney, but I'm trying to delay that moment or I have to give it up. There's all the cheese. Now, I won't pretend to be a Burek expert, but in my experience, I think what really makes it amazing is the layers, whether or not it's served hot and fresh, which this absolutely is, and then just the creaminess of the cheese. We're on a loud, busy, bustling street here in Belgrade with Burek in hand. I could not be happier right now.
This looks incredible. The phyllo dough is so crispy on the outside. It's just so greasy and buttery, and this cheese, we've already talked about the Balkan cheese that I love so much, so let's dig in. Now that Max finally gave it up, I get my fair share. But you know what this is? This Burek is screaming for some yogurt. I'm told you have to really shake it up. It's a very thin yogurt, very liquidy. It's probably gonna taste a little bit like Iran, I'm guessing, but I've never had it before, so cheers. Not like Iran, it's not that salty. It really just tastes like not watered down, but just liquid yogurt. It's great. I love yogurt. So let's take a bite of Burek.
Nice bite. Wow.
A swig of yogurt. Okay, they're onto something with this yogurt. When you take a bite of the Burek and a little swig of this, the flavor completely changes. It enhances the cheese tang. That is an amazing combination. Hands down, one of the best breakfasts you could ever have in Europe. And also the messiest.
Something that's kind of cool that I noticed, it is Latin on this side, Cyrillic on this side. As we're sitting outside of the bakery, the Picara, notice all of this Cyrillic on there. It's just such a cool looking alphabet and definitely something that we don't see a lot. I'm definitely fascinated how both alphabets are used here in Serbia.
Oh, that crunch.
It's been so long since our Makica in Bulgaria, and I hate to compare them since they're probably just a little bit different, but those are definitely the top two for me. This may be the best Burek I've ever had. But Three Brothers is close, especially for being in the US, so don't wanna slight them. We're here in Belgrade, how can you beat it? As challenging as this is, I'm gonna give this to Sydney. It's a really good last bite.
Oh.
From one busy street to another, our next stop on this little food tour is Buko. Now Buko in Serbian I think means chubby, so I'm happy about this place. This is a pizza place, and because Serbia has amazing nightlife, especially in Belgrade, the nightclubs here, the bars, stay open super late and people love to party here. In fact, we've been here mostly on weekdays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no matter what day, it is hopping here in Belgrade. So because of that, people need an option, a late night snack option, or maybe before the bar to have a little lining before all the alcohol. Buko is a great option for that because it's a big pizza slice with a bunch of crazy sauces on top. Now the sauces are, honestly, I don't even know how they came up with this. It's like somewhere between salad dressing and gravy. Like, it's so weird, but we thought we had to try it. It's a very popular chain. This is so weird. It's almost like a New York pizza, like by the slice, but then it's got all of this dressing on top of it. I got the spicy paprika cheese. You can definitely see the speckle of paprika in there. Whoa. This stuff is just falling off the slice. It's good. That's a good pizza slice. It's got mushroom, good cheese coverage. I could maybe do with like a little less of the sauce, but the sauce is tasty.
This just looks so dirty. Like, so grubby. Oh my god. That's so good. That sauce.
Now I'm sure if I just spent an entire night in a nightclub here in Belgrade, I would be very happy about the amount of sauce on here.
I love sauce with pizza. There's a lot going on there.
A lot of flavor going on. We definitely have not had the cleanest eating so far, but it's okay to get messy here in Belgrade. I guess I didn't get anything on my shirt.
That's a miracle.
Okay, maybe not the most traditional Serbian thing, but I've certainly never had anything like that. I'd say we're 2 for 2. One of the interesting things about this city is just the difference in architecture based on what neighborhood you're in. We've seen a very wide mix of influences. There's definitely some French architecture here, kind of similar to what we saw in Bucharest. And then there's also the brutalist style, the bigger buildings from the communist regime. But somehow that kind of just seamlessly fits in with all of the new wave of influence. We're gonna go check out one of the oldest parts of the city, the Bohemian quarter. It's not a quarter of the city by any means, it's about 3 streets. But apparently some of the most historic buildings in the city from the Bohemian period are here. This walk through the Bohemian Quarter has just completely emphasized what we were already talking about. Each section of the city feels so different. You have the modern, you have the Riverwalk, you have the medieval, you have the fortress, and this feels like you could be in a town in France. I mean, I just love how there's such a mix of influences, and you could have a completely different experience based on which part of the city you're in. It's like a big old jalopy patty. The kaimak, which is the cream on top of it, just slowly melts and gets all over the patty. And I really feel like the onion, I mean, it's a lot of onion, but for some reason with this dish it really works. And with the jalopy wraps too, they give you so much onion. But it's so good. You cannot think of a better way to end our day than having the national drink of Serbia, the national liquor, Rakia. This is the traditional kind, the plum, and we're having it at City Garden Rooftop Bar with this incredible view of the Belgrade skyline. So I think we had something similar in Bulgaria and we made a huge mistake. You're not supposed to shoot it. It's a sipper, so now that I know that. They make them strong here. It's a nice flavor though. All the Slavic countries have like a version of the plum brandy and they swear by it. But as Americans, like, we really can't handle much of it. It's so strong. Chivali, everyone, and Fala Belgrade.